Okay, so Eliza, the role of Jem and a lot of your previous roles have been quite intense, to say the least. So, what is it that draws you to these daunting characters?
Um, what draws me to daunting characters? I mean, I think I was lucky in the beginning to get, you know, challenging roles, and I guess I was drawn to Jem as a character because there was a lot in the script that I thought was going to be really challenging, and I like to throw myself in the deep end, I guess, and yeah, either sink or swim. And I mean, I hope I did a good job. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you and Florence Pugh, whenever like you guys sign on to a movie, it's like the characters aren't gonna have a good time, but it's gonna be fantastic
No,
acting.
no, that's too boring. Having a good time.
So Jem, because of her circumstances and the way that she grew up, she was quite restrained in the way that she deals with her emotions, her speech, her
Mm.
body movements. So how did you go about relearning essentially how to interact with people for this role?
Well, we had the pleasure of working with two consultants who gave us a really thorough sense of what it was like to live in a religious fundamentalist community. And there was also, memoirs that we read about living in these communities. We watched a few films that Laurel, the director, recommended. And it just gave me a sense of, how restrictive um, Jem might feel in her body. But I think Jem is quite an expressive person. Um, and so it was just trying to find that balance, or that kind of oscillation between restriction and also expression. Um, she does have a fiery spirit, I would say.
She does, and the it's interesting that you brought up expression because another one of my questions was about the way that Jem kind of shows her emotion and her character arc. A lot of it
Mm,
is done without exposition, like it's just basically your actions or your facial features. So,
yeah.
is that something that is daunting to you as an actor that you're just relying on essentially your face to convey all these like really heavy and essential emotions to the success of the film?
I mean, totally. I think it was a kind of surgical task for Laurel when she was in the editing room trying to pace the progression of the story, especially between Owen and Jam. And Laurel is such a talented writer. She's very visual and finds a way to tell a story visually rather than through dialogue. And the main way of doing that was the dancing, and that was such a great visual tool to sort of display Jem's progression and her kind of self-discovery, because we see her dancing at the beginning of the film, and it's under the eyes of God, and her movements are restricted, and throughout the film she's sort of there's one moment in the film where she is berated for uh, showing some kind of self-expression in her dancing. And we see, I think, at least for me, that was a really helpful tool to sort of bookmark that progression. And the film is so immediate too. It's a very incisive, immediate film where you're with Jem the whole time. So I think it was just important for me to stay in it and not be too expositional, like you said, and just be in the moment with, all the other actors on the film.
So my last question for you is, so Jem's experience is very specific and it's not at all like what your life has been like up until this point. But was there a moment in either filming or reading the script that in its specificity like shocked you at how much it hit close to home for you?
Um, that's a good question. I I know that when I was growing up, I, like many other female identifying people, I felt a sense of shame around my body. And you know, there's a scene at the beginning of the film where Jem is called out for her bra showing under her shirt, and that hot shame that she feels, I really identify with, and just suddenly feeling so uncomfortable or repulsed by your body. I just remember that feeling in high school. It's not a nice feeling. So I would say that I've been there. And
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Eliza, great, fantastic performance. It was really
Thank
lovely.
you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. You have a great
Take
rest of
care.
your day.
Yeah, you too.